I am interviewing Diane Loberto. Do I have your permission to record this?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So, how old are you?
I am 60 years old. So we are talking about what?
The death of Princess Diana
And
and
you-
how that affected you.
Do you want to know how old I was when
Yes.
that happened?
How old were you and where were you?
So I was 40 years old, and I was here in Pittsburgh in my home in Mount Lebanon, and I watched it on television. And I'm not sure what else you want to know, but just about how it happened or what happened.
So, how did you find out about it?
If my memory serves me right, I think they just broke into the regular programming. And I just remember I was up all night watching it just to see if she died or not.
Did her death have a profound impact on you?
It did. I could not even read the magazine stories about her. I actually still have them in a drawer. I've never read them yet. And I think the reason for that is because we were similar in age and we were both young mothers. And I know this is another event, but I did watch when she was married and that whole fairy tale thing. So I kind of felt that I was similar to her only because of our ages. And
Yeah, you felt some connection to her.
Right. So let's see what else. I think it was almost hard to believe that that had happened, and it was so sad how it had happened. And I just remember watching the funeral, and I cried.
Did it change you as a person?
I think so. I think it made me more aware of what it was like to be a young mother, especially when they had the casket and they were taking it up the street in London, and the wreath was on top with a note from the young prince, not Charles, but
William.
William. No, that's William. Not what Charles is the husband. William and Harry. That's right. Harry had a note up there, and it just said "Mummy" on it, and it was just so sad to think that those young boys, with the lives that they have, will not have their mother, who was such a positive influence in their lives. And so I think it just made me more aware of when I was raising my children, how short life can be and how quickly it can end.
Do you think they made a mistake by not having her more protected?
Yes, I do. I think that, she could have been the not the queen, but the whatever she's called if her husband would have been king. And even though they got divorced, I think she should have had a security detail. And of course I don't know, maybe you researched this or you didn't, but they do have now laws out there for the paparazzi.
Yes,
Yeah, so that they can't hound them like they do, or did, I should say. But yes, I definitely feel that they should have had more security around her. And I think that they should have maybe schooled her in a way to protect herself also. Being that she was just a commoner, if you will, and put into the limelight of possibly being the next leader to that country.
So she should have understood the, what do you want to call it? The danger of
Right.
being out in a way.
Yeah, and I think the other thing for her too was that maybe she was tired of that lifestyle and she just wanted to have her regular life back. She just wanted to be a regular mom, trying to find love with someone else and trying to come up with her what word do I want to use? You know, what she wanted to do in her life. She had missions that she wanted to accomplish too, in addition to raising her children, you know, and she brought a lot of awareness to causes during that time. Of course, AIDS is the biggest one. And still to this day, she does. That's how much she impacted even her sons to this day because they
'Cause
carry
they
that
do a
on.
lot of work.
Right. But yeah, going back to the whole funeral though, it was just almost hard to believe that she had died so violently in a senseless crash. And just how much, I think, how much people loved her. You know, when you saw pictures of all the flowers and all the notes, and it was deep. I mean, I don't even know how deep, 10, 15, 20, 30 people deep, that people just showed an outpouring of how much they loved her in the short amount of time that she was a part of the UK, you know, in the royal lifestyle. So I think that that was a huge effect on my life too, that how one person could have such an effect on that many people. And even when she died, the coverage of the funeral, and even to this day, how many documentaries, it's been years now, and people still love her.
Do you think it was a good thing that you're able to, you know, go back with all the broadcasting that they have on it? Do you think it was a good idea to do that, or do you think it should just be a one-time thing and it was done? Like, do you think they shouldn't have broadcasted it, or do you
Broadcasted the funeral?
think the funeral or
No,
the wedding? Or
I think they should have broadcasted all that. Everybody, especially the wedding, everybody was living in that fantasy world at the time. Oh my goodness. Here's a real life young girl marrying a prince, and she's going to be a princess. It was magical. And I think everyone really came to know her better through the media because they realized that she was fun. And she was just a young girl. And I think she really did love Charles at one time. And I think the people knew that. And I believe that the people in the UK just loved her and the direction that the royals were going in. And that's why they, to this day, love her children, even more so than her ex-husband, Prince Charles. So,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.